All right, welcome to another episode of What Did I Miss with Dennis Styles. On this show, I'll be covering all the stuff not on my main YouTube channel at DS2 Smooth, from movie and gaming reviews to movie and gaming news to anime, comic books, and honestly anything else I feel like yapping about. Wow, almost got through it all without messing it up. Jeez, but episodes drop every week. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I'm like it was just brain fart for a second. But this week we have quite a bit of Marvel news with Echo reportedly doing very well. I finished Echo, by the way. I'll be talking about that in my weekly watch list. Because last week I needed to watch like the last two episodes or something like that. Because I was watching Legacy of Monsters and I wanted to finish that. And I was one or the other, and so yeah. But also with it doing well, it sparked talks for her character, the future of her character, and what that looks like in the MCU going forward. And there's some other Marvel news and rumors that are not very interesting, but are pretty interesting as well. Surprisingly, there are a few childhood shows that I really liked growing up coming back. I don't know why it's so many. But there is a rumored Danny Phantom live action movie, which I'm pretty excited to talk about. That's pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe an adult Ben 10 show, which would be pretty fire. Ben 10K, was like the glimpse into the future or something in the original show. I don't really remember all that well. And then also a Waverly Place continuation. Wizards of Waverly Place. Wizards of Waverly Place is a banger. I don't know why I was getting tongue twisted with that. That show is just so funny. Alex Russo, she's a top tier character played by Selena Gomez. But I really remember the movie when they go on like vacation or whatever and they fight to be the family wizard. That movie is a 6 out of my brain. I really liked that movie growing up. But the main topic for this week is a review of the highly anticipated movie, anticipated by me, The Kitchen, starring Kano Robinson from, Top Boy. He played Sully. And it's directed by Daniel Kaluuya. He's a really well-known actor. I don't know if it's his directorial debut, but yeah, we'll be reviewing that movie and getting into that. There will be time codes below, so feel free to jump around to whatever part of the podcast you want, the main topic, any piece of news or whatever like that. But from what did I miss last week? What did I miss? So I was saying John Barenthal's name wrong the whole time last week when I was talking about him in The Punisher. I don't know specifically remember what I was talking about, but yeah, I was saying like Barenthal is his name. I was saying Bernthal or something. But yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to correct that because it'll probably sound really stupid. But let's just get it right into the news. We're just going to jump right into the Marvel news. White Tiger is reportedly set to appear in Daredevil Born Again. This is from Daniel Richman. So White Tiger, I'm not like honestly, I'm not super familiar with this character at all. I wasn't saying the comics, but honestly, in general, the only thing I know about her is she was in, what was she in? She was, I don't know, I'm typing. I just looked up White Tiger on Google and literally some white tigers popped up. All right. She was in the Ultimate Spider-Man show, which I really liked a lot growing up. And I'm not going to lie to you. I thought she was like, had something to do with Black Panther or something like that, because she's Latino, right? She just had some melanin on her, so I thought she had some connections to Black Panther, but I guess I was wrong. But she is, let me see who she is. I still play it, but Marvel was Snap. I really like that game, but she's a really good card in that, and you can really pair her up with some other cards to really fucking do some damage. That was some nerd talk. Marvel Snap is a fire game. Actually, I don't care. Let's see. Early life history. The powers of Ava Ayala. Alias White Tiger came from. Oh, okay, came from the White Tiger amulet. Was this in the Ultimate Spider-Man show? I honestly do not remember. Keep it a buck with you. Inherited from her niece Angela Del Toro. Her family was murdered by Gideon Mace. Avengers Academy joined the Avengers roster. California. Okay, cool. What are her powers though? Is she just like super agile and it says powers none. Wait, what? It just said she got some stuff from an amulet. The powers of what? What came from the? I'm confused right now. Why is it she had no powers? Abilities. Studying under Tigra, White Tiger possesses exceptional combat prowess, which are complemented by her powers and claws. So it literally. Okay, brother. All right. I guess we're not gonna know what her powers are. What the heck? Well, I don't really remember her doing anything. Again, this is the show. It could be honest, obviously very well different. Oh shoot. Oh, hold on. Okay. Whew. I thought I had a water bottle sitting on my Ultimate Spider-Man comic. And I thought it was the water bottle that I just got from the fridge, and it was what is it? Precipitation. Is it the like when water drips off you know what I mean, outside of the bottle because it's cold? And I thought that was the water bottle sitting on my comic, and I thought it ruined it. I was about to get real pissed, not gonna lie to you. But anyways, back to this. Yeah, I'm really confused on what her powers are. Whatever. Yeah, so I'm interested to see her in it and see a new character be introduced. I always like when a new character is introduced in the MCU. It's just super fun, and their take on it. Sometimes it doesn't always hit, but just expanding the universe, and I wonder like what she's connected to and whatnot, and how that will relate to Daredevil Born Again. Because I don't know, my mind was just like lingering on the hand and stuff. Like, does she have something to do with that? I know she's good, but is she also what am I trying to say? A fighter of the hand, an enemy of the hand? I don't know. Okay, so this is kind of expected and somewhat disappointing. Let me just say the news. Tatiana Maslany is not confident about She-Hulk getting a second season. When asked whether fans should hope for a season 2, she responded, "I don't think so. I think we blew our budget," and Disney was like, "No thanks." And this was from like a Twitch live stream or something. I was gonna check it out, but yeah, it was like 2 hours. I mean, there was like time stamped for the part or around the part she said this, but I didn't check it out. But anyways, fun fact. Well, this not fun fact. The She-Hulk, the series cost more than Avengers. I'm pretty sure I reported this. Not reported. I covered this back. I don't know what it was talking about, but I'm pretty sure I said this before. But series cost more than the Avengers with a $5 million difference. She-Hulk was $225 million. Avengers was $220 million. Again, why the fuck is She-Hulk more than the Avengers? Why? That doesn't even make sense, bro. And then, okay, let me rewind a little bit. This is actually really disappointing. I mean, it's obvious why this, costs so much because it's a CGI heavy character, and I'm gonna get into what Disney Plus shows should be used for. But yeah, this was gonna cost a lot regardless, and then you just get like a lot of last minute stuff on it, and then rush CGI. It just did not come together as well. I was talking about on that long ass episode when I was talking about the Marvel shows. The show is just like satire on like the standard Marvel show formula, but it just kind of it just didn't work well because it just looked like shit, and like I got their commentary. It just didn't come together in the way that I think they would want it to. I just kind of felt like, okay, you're making fun of the, Marvel show, standard premise, but then you're not really offering anything besides that commentary. And it was like, wasn't hitting all the time regardless. Like, for that show to really come together, the visuals needed to be there. And I think the writing needed to be a lot stronger to make, be making the type of jabs that they were making. because it just felt like you were just making fun of yourself, which is I guess the point, but it's just like you gave me something bad in the process with by saying the other shit is like formulaic. What was the point here? But anyways, I think the show had potential if it did get a stronger writing team, and obviously the visuals were solid, more time to work on them and whatnot. I think She-Hulk could really work. She's a really fun character. Has like a lot of fun interactions because since he's a lawyer, representing different heroes and their maybe small, legal troubles or something like, I don't know, like a small dispute, and then something bigger like something more serious. I couldn't think of examples for either of those things. But then Twisted representing villains, and then also that's the courtroom side of and then you get obviously what's it called, the superhero side of things, and so there's a lot to play with She-Hulk, and the show is really just like getting there, and there were some really like good things in the courtroom and stuff in that show, which I really liked. But like I said, just didn't come together. But I was open. I think I said this as well not last week, but when I talked about the Marvel shows, I'm open to see more with She-Hulk and whatnot. But I think obviously the way they went about it, like a more comedy show and like shorter episodes and whatnot compared to like the 35, maybe 45, even 50-minute episodes of some of the other shows. You're at the 25 range, 23-minute range. I think that really works like for that character. But again, does that, and then it just begs the question, would she work better in a movie? But I feel like, that, like I just said, that the series I think works better for the character. But then it just comes to like, are they going to put the money behind that? And is it going to cost like $225 million every time? I don't think so. I think just they didn't have their ducks in a row and shit like that. But it looks like, obviously this is just her speculating. But it looks like we probably won't get a season 2. But if we don't get a season 2, I just hope they don't just kick the character to the side and, do something with her at least. And, in the fold, obviously a side character or something. I wouldn't want her reduced to a side character, but it's just like, if we're not getting a season 2 and, we're not getting a movie, then at the very least, I guess, a side character. Because I think she's a lot more than that. And I'm really excited to get more into her comics and stuff, because I know she has some really good runs and stuff. So, yeah. That's it on She-Hulk. Also, I've been trying to say less, so my apologies if that does get annoying. And maybe you didn't notice and I just pointed it out and that just like ruined everything. But yeah, I just noticed that when I'm editing. And there's like really no reason. It's just a filler word, to be honest. So I just like to not be quiet, I guess. But I guess I just should just be quiet and let my brain turn. I don't know. I'm just yapping now. That guy looks like Zorro. What the fuck? 103 Mercenaries, Dragon, Damnation. What? That is a crazy name. It's an anime on Netflix or whatever. The next piece. Fuck, I just said The next piece of news. Wait, what is this? Oh, I was like, I didn't recognize the name. Wilson Bethel will now return as Bullseye and Daredevil Born Again after the series rewrites. I was in that long episode when I was talking about the Marvel shows. So this comes from Avenging Coffee, and the bio literally says, "I'm not an insider, I just know stuff." So again, with a lot of this stuff, if it's not from like a credible news outlet, I guess, like Variety or the Hollywood Reporter or something like that, then take all this with a grain of salt. But I was saying last week how, man, they really need to like, why would they not continue Bullseye is, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but Bullseye is such a fire villain in Daredevil season 3. I was about to say season 4, but no, season 3. And man, why they just had the perfect setup like for his character, where he was and like where they left off and stuff. So it was just like they're shooting themselves in the foot, not continuing that story, or at least continuing with something with that character. I said again. fuck. But what's it called? I said it again. There. Hold on. There. I'm looking for this piece of news because where is this? Where did I group this with? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So there was a article. This is relating to the bullseye stuff. With Vincent D'Onofrio. It's a pretty good read. Where is it? The Hollywood Reporter. Yeah. So it's been speculated before. Are the Netflix shows canon and canon to the MCU? Are they not? And then there was the what's it called? Echo used some footage from the Netflix show, so I was like pretty confirmed it. And then Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Kingpin, came out and said he was an interview. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Okay, yeah. He said It says Vincent D'Onofrio says the Marvel Netflix shows were canon in the MCU after the Daredevil Born Again creative overhaul. All the creatives got together and said, "Look, this is how we've got to do it now." And so it was just like, bro, why? Okay, there's a couple reasons why, obviously. So with shows, to my knowledge, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. When shows get after season 3, the actors and stuff start to get paid more. And so Disney has a really strong track record of canceling shows after season or after season 3 is over and giving it a new name because my point would be stronger if I had instances, but there are instances out there. I just don't have them in front of me. But it's basically literally continuing the show still, but just with the new name. So they basically reset that season 3 limit, and so they could pay the actors. It's a shitty loophole that they use to pay the actors less, than they deserve for our ongoing show. And so that's pretty. Is that Margot Robbie in Tarzan? There's a lady looks like her. What the fuck? Didn't know she was in that movie. But yeah, if that is her, I'm getting distracted. I should probably turn this TV off. What was I saying? Fuck. Jesus. Oh yeah, for limited shows. What was I saying? So they can. It's a shitty loophole. Yeah, yeah. So that was part of the reasons why I think they're rebranding the show as Daredevil Born Again, but then also for some odd reason running away from the Netflix stuff. But at the same time, bringing it back. That's honestly the only reason why I could think that they did Daredevil Born Again without and just didn't continue it. Yeah, that's literally maybe, and then just probably some weird thing of, oh, are they gonna know what's happening? And I don't know. But yeah, so the Netflix stuff is officially canon. And if they are continuing, so we still don't know though if it is kind of a soft reboot, or are they going full steam ahead season 4 type deal, But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Jeez, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So if they are doing straight into season 4 Daredevil, are they continuing the other storylines? I feel like some of the other ones can get a soft reboot, but that'd be interesting. But I just mean yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out going forward, as we're getting more of these Netflix characters coming over, and I guess kind of questions will be answered when. Well, they don't necessarily have to. They could be pretty vague about it, but when the Punisher shows up and we see what he's been up to and whatnot. So I don't really remember what happens at the end of season 2. But I know Kristen Ritter is coming back as Jessica Jones. So, this is just interesting developments. But with Daredevil Born Again, there might not be 18 episodes or. Yeah. So D'Onofrio says, I think the show could definitely work with more episodes, and I know that Charlie is, and I am too happy to do that, but the number keeps fluctuating. I don't want to say a number that we're going to do because I'm not even quite sure what it is. So, and then there is some speculation, where they're going back into what are the Netflix episodes were 13. But the problem with the Netflix episodes, or the Netflix series in their episodes, was they were kind of too many episodes. There was a lot of fluff in those shows, and I'm just, and then I'm saying that with 13 episodes, they were gonna do 18, which I was excited for. Again, I mean, it's just the way that I guess they told the story. Like, if this, what am I trying to say? There's definitely justification for having 13 or 18 episodes. You just need to have enough story to fill them. And so I'm just ready for, or hopeful that they just do how many ever episodes that they need to tell their story, and not just try to hit some type of quota or runtime or something. Because yeah, I mean I feel like that's the biggest. I mean, there's probably other problems. Just off the top of my head, just the biggest negative, and it's not even. I guess it hurts the series as a whole, but it's not the biggest deal, I guess. But like I just said, there's just a lot of fluff in those Netflix shows. But then also Philip Silvera, who was the stunt and fight coordinator on Netflix's Daredevil, is returning for Born Again, and then they say filming restarts Monday. So cool. But this is great because man, bro, literally one of my favorite action sequences, maybe. Yeah, I mean that I feel like that's grand and big, but it's possibly, but even there's another hallway fight, but the what am I trying to say? It's not one take, but it's shot like it's one take. But the prison fight with Daredevil out of costume, brother. When Kingpin finds out his identity and he fucking sicks the whole prison on him, that's something special. Just the grittiness and the tiredness you see in Matt, bro. It's so good. He's just dragging himself through it, but he's just fuck. Bro, I gotta rewatch that season. I'm not gonna lie to you. My brain is going through the fight right now, and it's just he was putting them bitches up. Not gonna lie, he was throwing them hoes, and he was getting fucked up though. That was the beauty of it. The beauty of it all, like you really saw the wear and tear on him. It was so great. And so if we just get more of that in Daredevil Born Again, bro, and just all the stuff that they're saying, the creative overhaul, bringing Foggy and Karen back, and the Punisher's about to be in it, like it's just and then the possible continuation of season 4, bro. It's just looking like it, like obviously this has the chance, the stuff it needs to be good, but and very likely as well, it has the chance to be very bad. Not very bad, I mean potential to be anything, but at least bad. And so, but it's looking like this is shaping up to be great, and I just really really hope it is. And I really I never thought about that before. I really hope they capture the spirit of the old Netflix shows. And then also, I think I mentioned this, but I'll just say it again. Just like how Daredevil, was the first Netflix show, and it kind of set the tone for the universe, and just the look of it all, like all the shows look similar and whatnot. Did Echo do that for like the Spotlight banner type of shows? Because that's like MCU's new thing, is like their Spotlight banner shows where it's going to be a little bit more gritty and mature. And so are the shows going forward going to be looking like Echo, or are they going to have their own distinct style? I mean, I'm fine with either or, I guess. Maybe I feel like for the most part it should look like Echo, and then like if you have something more fitting for another character, make it look something different. But I don't know, just keep that connective tissue. But then again, that could get kind of samey. So I'm not really fussed with like either, because I like the style of how, like, how Echo was shot, like the color grading and whatnot. And it looks super solid to me. So there's a lot of focus, like out of focus, like backgrounds and stuff. Like it just focuses on a character, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But if that is the through line, that could get samey. But not really fussed with either. Oh, that's what I was saying though about Daredevil. I hope they capture the spirit of Netflix, but I haven't really thought about if I wanted to, be a carbon copy of the Netflix series. I feel like that would be great. I feel like that's easy to just say I want, but it's a little bit more risk to change that up. And this is not necessarily a risk I want them to take. But if it's, I don't know, really. That's just something interesting to think about, I guess. Just should this show have its like own distinct style, or should it look like the Netflix stuff? I mean, I really wouldn't mind, to be honest. Again, I guess I'm not really too fussed about that, like I said. But on, speaking of Netflix, Daredevil and whatnot, since Echo was doing really well, it put eyes and reportedly gave a major audience bump to Daredevil season 1 and 2, Punisher season 1, and Hawkeye. I'm kind of why only Daredevil season 1 and 2? Did you not watch season 3, the best series? Nah, but it's cool that this Netflix stuff is starting to get really really pumped up. They're witnessing some of the best Marvel shows. At least the Daredevil stuff. And first season Jessica Jones is really really good. But yeah, so I mean that's cool. And then also, with Echo doing well, there's interest to see where she they're already developing new ideas for the character. So that's going to be interesting to see where she pops up in. And then relating to that as well, Marvel is working on new plans for its slate of street level heroes, as well as planning the future for Echo. Past season, yeah, okay, yeah, that's basically the same thing I said. So, look. This is great. This is great if executed right, bro. The thing is though, where's Moon Knight in all this? Where is he? They fucking, oh my god, this is hurting my brain. They blew up Moon Knight too big already. They got him on this fucking godly plane and stuff, and he's too big, bro. They started off with too much grand ideas for Moon Knight. Now he's not even, you can definitely regress him back, but it's like, now he's not even really street level shit. He's out here fucking fighting gods and shit. And that's some of Moon Knight, but he just works way better at a street level fucking narrative, bro. And I'm so disappointed with that. I really hope they just see the error in their ways and try to fold him back in and stop trying to put him like on Avengers level. And he can get there, but like he just works on, street level shit, not running around with necessarily Daredevil, but on the same type of level, street level stuff. So it's just like, bro, I want to see Moon Knight in this street level phase that they're, starting to build out to. But speaking of like phases and stuff, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this, but I'm making a video on it. But the next phase after Infinity Saga should have been street level stuff, but obviously they didn't have all these like ducks in a row and stuff like that. But still, brother, you should have took a break and got your ducks in a row, and then you really had time to map out where the stuff is going. Because it's just like, bigger and bigger and bigger. Whatever. I want some really solid, and you can get the character driven stuff as well with the bigger, cosmic stuff and whatnot, dimensions and multiverse. But it's just easy. It's so easy to rely on the big spectacle of it all and the flashy visuals and whatnot. Oh, speaking of also, sagas and whatnot, the Disney Plus shows really should be used for exclusively these like not even lower, I guess lower stakes, but lower level stuff, lower street level stuff. Like Moon Knight does not even need to cost a lot. Like if you keep him on the streets, and obviously, probably got to spend a little bit on his moon copter and his moon, his moon stuff if you do choose to do that. But the Disney Plus show should be used for this street level stuff that is not CGI heavy. She-Hulk, like it's not a WandaVision. They did it in a way where it wasn't super CGI heavy to the end. But it's just like this lower stakes based stuff that can have a smaller budget but still be really impactful because it's character driven stuff. That's where these shows should be focused on, and that's where you're gonna get the most on your return. So it's just like, like why? Like why are you trying to do Secret and fucking Invasion as a show? We're dealing with shape-shifting scrolls and fucking a scroll that gets all the powers of every OP character in the goddamn MCU. Like, why are you using that for a show? With a... I'm in too deep. Let's move on. Ryan Gosling reportedly, so it's been rumors floating around that he is, what's it called, in talks for MC role, which is, I think, is a good grab. He's a really good actor. But I keep saying bro. I'm really trying to stop. I'm gonna pinch myself every time I say Is that like, I don't know. I was gonna say abusive training, but it's on myself. I don't know. That was weird. But anyways, Ryan, he's been floating around that Ryan Gosling is in talks for an MCU role, but now there's rumors that that role is about. I was like reading it is about playing Nova. So this is from Daniel Richman. I don't know a ton about Nova, but I think his character design is super cool, and I think he has like cool cosmic powers. I think the really only thing I know like solidly about Nova, and this is a kid show, so obviously could be very different. Some stuff is really spot on with kid shows and comics and stuff, but with Sam Alexander, he's like not kid Nova, but he's a younger Nova. And is Sam Richard Ryder. Hold on, let me explain this real quick. There isn't never mind. But yeah, so I don't know if Richard Ryder, he's like the first, maybe not like the first Nova, but I guess maybe the most well-known one. He's not Sam's dad, right? I'm not honestly sure, but I know he gets actually, I don't know. Let's see real quick. Richard Ryder Nova. Yeah, so I don't know if he passes it down or what, because that's what I thought, but then I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's see real quick. Reddit. Fuck, bro. Why does Reddit? Is it because my VPN? Okay, yeah, it is my VPN. For some reason, Reddit blocks it. I don't know. I think what I just read was his dad was like a Nova Corps member with the helmet and everything, but it wasn't Richard Ryder. Okay, I'll find about this later. But yeah, I don't know a bunch about Richard Ryder, or I guess Nova or Sam either. But I'm super, super interested to learn more about Nova as a character in the comics, and also, being brought to the big screen. I think there were some rumors a while ago about a Nova special presentation, so look, that's another component. So I literally was just talking about, Disney Plus shows should be used for street level stuff. And then I think the special presentations, I feel like you should give those a bigger budget and a bigger, like, way more marketing push. And low key, you might be able to put the special presentations in theaters. Maybe that's too big of a thing, or maybe that's like capitalist brain or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to get the return on your investment, and then also as fans, we get stronger products or projects and shit. Products, fucking content machine. But projects and shit with, maybe you can do like a more, not necessarily, you can do a cosmic type of thing, but it doesn't have to be a whole movie, tying into this or whatnot, or whatever the case. You can get a Silver Surfer or a Nova special presentation, really just diving into the character and with a bigger budget and whatnot. I don't know. That's just me spitballing, but because the special presentations are really good, and then we haven't really gotten a whole lot of news on them after Werewolf by Night, which was super, super solid. I was gonna say it has its problems, but nothing too major at all. But yeah, so if we see if Ryan Gosling is Nova, that would be pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. And then I'm just interested to see how he plays, because we've seen the Nova Corps already, Corpse or Core or whatever, on Xandar, and their planet got destroyed by Thanos when he went to go see the Power Stone, which we did not see. So, and that's where the helmet and stuff comes from, right? So, and then we didn't see any of, like, are the Nova, like, flying, the guys with the powers and stuff, are they like elite officers or some shit, compared to like the standard Nova Corps? So I'm not really sure, because we didn't see any of those guys flying around or anything like that, or even a mention, which is weird, which is even a mention to them, or like a a helmet like in the background. Like I don't know, like, and it's not like they didn't. Maybe no, they used Xandar, so they would have to have the rights to the character. So that's weird. They just didn't like hint or play with that at all. So it's gonna be a weird introduction because it's like, where the fuck were you guys the whole time? Maybe they only have like one or two, and they sent them out into deep space or something. But I don't know, why would you send your strongest defender to deep space and not to protect the planet? I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But I'm sure Nova is planning to come, even if Ryan Gosling doesn't play him. I'm sure Nova's gonna come at some point, whether that's Sam or Richard Rider. Who do I want to see over the? Like I said, I don't know a bunch about him anyway, but I saw a little bit of Sam in Ultimate Spider-Man. Not even a little bit. He's part of the main cast, I guess. But I mean, I feel like just the way that I mean, this isn't bad or anything. Representation and stuff. Uh, they would go. It would be easier to see Sam. He would fit in right into that slot that their boxes they gotta check. But I'm saying this like in a negative way, but I don't think that's negative at all. But it is at some like time is agenda based type shit, which is argued. That's not bad. It's just like you clearly see them checking the boxes, but also that like happens to also actually put minorities and stuff and other cultures in the spotlight, even if they are having an agenda behind it. I don't know. It's kind of like I was gonna say a win-win for them situation. They're getting their diversity points, and then also those cultures and stuff are getting properly represented. Yeah. But sometimes not properly. What was I saying? Oh, who would I rather see over the other? Yeah, I'm not honestly really fussed, but it would be cool to see both. Have like. I really want to. Okay. Actually, I want to see Sam. If it was one or the other, I want to see Sam because he's part of the champions, and I really want to see the champions. I don't know a bunch about them, but I just really like the characters on the team. Kamala Khan, Sam, Alexander is Nova, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and is Viv on that team? Like Vision's daughter. So like, there's some really interesting characters on that team. So I want to see that live action over like the fucking Young Avengers, to be honest. Next piece of news. Oh my god, this is probably the funniest shit that in the world. Just oh my gosh. Let's get into it. Sony reportedly from the Insider. Okay, hold on. Let me say this first. Madam Web is set in 2003 in its own standalone universe. Okay, that's I just want to get that out the way. But reportedly, Sony wanted Andrew Garfield to be part of the Spider. Well, fucked it up. Sony wanted Andrew Garfield to be the Spider-Man of the Madam Web universe, then later changed plans to Tom Holland. However, they then realized they did the time period wrong, so they reshot and removed everything referencing Spider-Man in a particular year. Okay. I think it just vaguely references like Spider-Man because yeah. This is hilarious because if this is true, it just further speaks to like, what the fuck are they doing with the fucking Sonyverse? I'm sorry for the F-bombs, but this is a topic that really grinds my gears. And I get fired up whenever I talk about it. Oh my gosh, bro. Bro, why is Spider-Man not in Venom? Why is he not in Morbius? Why is he? Remains to be seen, but I'm pretty sure. Why is he not in Craven? Why is Spider-Man not present in your Spider-Man universe about his villains? Why? It just makes this. It's movies are, for the blockbuster movies for the most part are money grabs, but you get passionate people behind them and yada yada yada. They create something beautiful, whatnot, great, but these feel like a clear, passionless money grab on the Spider-Man name and mythos, bro. It is just so baffling, the decision making on the Sony side of things, bro. my brain can't even compute. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. Like it literally starts malfunctioning when I think about this too hard. Bro, it just doesn't make sense, bro. Are they scared of Spider-Man in their own universe? What is going on? Bro, oh my goodness. This like I literally have tears in my eyes, bro. Like this shit is hilarious. It doesn't make sense. How can you fumble this hard? And it's not even and the word fumble is relative, or is that the right word? It's I don't know because these make money for the most part. How? Why? I don't know. I hold on. Let me rephrase that. The Venom movies make money for the most. Goddamn, that rephrase was terrible. Let me rephrase the rephrase. The Venom movies make movies. Bro, I'm delirious with like laughter, bro. The Venom movies make money for the most part. Morbius did not, but so it's like they have something there, but it's just like they don't care about the narrative at all. They're just so trying so hard to build a Spider-Man universe, and it's just not working. Like if they just, it would have been hard to do, but if they just would have cleaned up their act after Amazing Spider-Man 2, you could have came back from that. My Amazing Spider-Man 2 was like pretty not well liked by a lot of people, but I mean, it maybe probably is. I'm trying to think about like how I felt when I first saw it. When I first saw it, I honestly don't remember. Did I even see it in theaters? I don't think I did. I could be wrong about that. Cause I saw the first one in theaters for sure. I had to see it in theaters. Hmm. Honestly, I don't remember. And but regardless, if I liked it then or now, then or what hated it then or liked it, I think there's some really good. It has some of the best. Not even. I think. I mean, No Way Home kind of was a contender but for a while, it had some. It had some of the best Spider-Man action out of any live action Spider-Man movie. I think it's super dynamic, like the way he was moving. He really felt agile and shit. His web swing sequences were very fun, and then you get creative moments with his webs and shit. With when one malfunctions while he's what's it called fighting Electro for the first time, and like he puts his thumb or whatever on the web shooter and it spreads out. Like that's super creative. And then you get like cool visuals of like him in that same moment, like the civilians are about to touch the railing and electrocuted, and it goes slow mo, and he saves them and whatnot. And then you get stuff like his taser webs and him fiddling with those. I think it's just a really good showcase of also like, and then there's a really good performance from what's it called, Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker. So it just has a lot of good things, but I think like the overall narrative really brought it down. Not even think it, obviously it brought it down, but there's some really really solid stuff in there that I like a lot. What was I saying? I think I was saying like if they just cleaned up their act at the end of that, they were introducing a lot of stuff. I know that there was like vulture wings in the Doc Ock suit, but was there a Venom symbiote in that? I think there was a symbiote down there as well. So, they were putting a lot of stuff on the table, but obviously it's. I'm just so disappointed they fumbled Andrew Garfield. Like he was super solid. And if Amazing Spider-Man 2 did good, was he gonna be the Spider-Man of what's it called? The MCU? That would have been interesting. It would have been really interesting. I think, oh man, that could have been no, that wouldn't have worked, right? Because it was in its own universe. Yeah, that wouldn't have worked. Huh. Huh. I think if Amazing Spider-Man 2 did good, that would have changed the landscape for a lot of stuff. Because they probably wouldn't have cut the deal with Marvel to have Spider-Man in the MCU, If the Amazing Spider-Man 2 did great. Because they'd have been like, all right, fuck you guys. We're just going to, keep building up our own Spider-Man universe, So damn, that could have changed a lot of things. Sheesh. I didn't even think about that. Different timeline, right? But some more Spider-Man news. Anyways, or I guess I don't know if I really came and conclusion on the Sony news and the timeline thing, but they're bag fumblers, brother. There's nothing else to say about that. Major bag fumblers. But anyways, rumors for Spider-Man 4, which I'm very, 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 very excited for if they do it right. So apparently it will introduce a villain that hasn't been adapted to live action yet. There's another piece of this news on this, but let's break down this first. So this is interesting because what does this mean? All right, I think they should obviously they should continue the stuff with Scorpion. So does that count? Because we saw the person under the mask, but do they mean like, fully in his villain getup? Because obviously my mind goes to Scorpion. But if we're just like speculating, and if it's like another villain that hasn't been like seen at all, I really want to see Chameleon. I don't know a ton about him in the comics, but he was in the 90s cartoon. What else is he in? He's probably popped up in some games or some shit or somewhere. But I think he's really a super cool villain, and they could do some really fun things with him if they do it correctly. So I want to see, Chameleon. Craven would be cool. I was gonna say Mysterio, but they did Mysterio. They did him pretty solidly too. Let's see. I was gonna say Electro, but he was done before. What villains haven't they done? I was gonna say Sandman, but why am I? Oh, that's who I thought of like before. This show. I should have wrote it down. But Tombstone, or like Hammerhead, if they're really going or diving into the street level stuff, and we could be really exploring new mobsters and shit, Tombstone, Hammerhead, that comes up in that. It's Tombstone, and Tombstone could be really fire. I don't know a ton about like their comic counterparts, but from their appearances outside of comics, I really like them a lot. Fucking Tombstone put in the straight beats on Spider-Man in Spectacular Spider-Man show. Like, he really did him dirty, bro. Really put the paws on him, I'm not gonna lie. I need to really finish that show, jeez, because I wanna make a video on it, but yeah, anyways. But yeah, Tombstone really, really cool. And then you see him in the Spider-Man games, like the most recent ones, and then how his relationship develops with Spider-Man by the second game, even though we don't see a ton of it, but about just where it is, and that's super interesting. But see someone like Chrome Dome Hammerhead, that would be cool, and especially since we're getting the X-Men, and because he has like some adamantium plating in his head. So yeah, he has a gigantic, enormous head, and it just be doing damage. So that'd be cool to see Tombstone or Hammerhead. The Beetle. Is he exclusively a Spider-Man villain? I'm not sure, but that would be cool. He's like an Iron Man-esque assassin. Like, basically imagine like a guy in an Iron Man suit, but he's a mercenary assassin. So that's pretty cool. But I don't know if he's strictly a Spider-Man villain. I'm not sure. I just remember him being an Ultimate Spider-Man in the game. So, and probably some other stuff. But, the Beetle. Yeah, let's look at some Spider-Man villains, because I feel like speculating. Have we seen? We technically seen Rhino. Let's see. Scorp. Oh, we haven't seen Black Cat yet. That would be cool. Ooh, that would be really good, especially where they are headed. Fudge. Are MJ and Ned gonna be in the new movies? New Spider-Man 4? I mean, I feel like that would kind of like. I think they should be introduced eventually. I don't know how long this is gonna go, but I don't think they should be in the next movie. They should give it some time to breathe. Like that sacrifice Peter made, because if you just kind of instantly reverse it, that kind of just shits on it a little bit. Ooh, Shock. Oh, we've seen Shocker a little bit. Hopefully they do upgrade him a little bit. Why the Lizard? We've seen him. Why do I feel like this list is super basic? I know Spider-Man has more villains than this, because we've seen quite a bit of these. We've seen Doc Ock, we've seen Electro, we've seen Mysterio, we're seeing Kingpin, we've seen quote unquote Hobgoblin, New Goblin. In Spider-Man 3, we've seen Vulture, we've seen Morbius. Are they counting? I mean, I guess that counts, right? We've seen the Lizard, we've seen Green Goblin, we've seen Rhino, we've seen Sandman, we've seen Shocker, we've seen Carnage, we've seen Venom, we've seen not Scorpion. Yeah. So, and then So Mr. Negative is on this list, and so the voice actor, and maybe motion capture because it looks just like him. Um, for Mr. Negative in the most recent Spider-Man games, he's really good in those games, the voice acting and stuff. So he says, so this Spider-Man 4 news was speculating, and he quoted it on Twitter, and he was like, "What's a guy got to do? As in, like, what's a guy got to do to get a role in this movie?" And he would be a solid pick. I don't know. Again, don't know their comic counterparts, but if they're going the route of Mr. Negative can be street level stuff, and then you get his power set, and I feel like that could really play with a lot of things as well. Mind games and whatnot. What's it called? So, and he looks just like the guy, Mr. Negative, in the game, and he's a really good voice actor. So I don't know how well that translates to acting, or maybe that's disingenuous, and I just don't know. So his name's Stephen O. Young. So it says Marvel Spider-Man 2, Twisters, Gotham Knights, For All Mankind, Instant Cure. Oh. Gotham Knights. That is a bad show, correct? Yeah. Well, I'm definitely open to see, especially, that'd be a cool full circle moment for the Spider-Man community. This is a quick piece of DCU news. I put this in because it was cool to talk about. It was just the one instance that I recognized a rumor that I talked about before actually like came true. There's probably been other instances that I just didn't notice, but I just remember this specific piece of news. But James Gunn confirms Anya Shalatra. Damn, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Sorry. Has officially been cast in Creatures Commandos as Cersei. He also teases some other cool characters played by cool actors. This was via Threads. He's super active. James Gunn is super active on Threads. But yeah, that was just a cool rumor being confirmed. But yeah, she's a really good actress. I don't know about Cersei at all. Who she is? Creature Commandos is all villains, right? So I don't know if I could be wrong about that, but I don't know if who she antagonizes. Sounds like a Wonder Woman thing. Cersei. Is that like I don't know. But yeah, so that was just something cool. I mean, I didn't fucking break the news or anything. I just reported on it. But I don't know. Cool. So this is corporations fucking being dickwads. So wait, hold on. Christopher Reeve's children never watched The Flash, and that CGI cameo, they didn't have any part in. So basically, The Flash is, I mean, now with this, I mean, it's always been Ezra Miller and everything, always negativity surrounding it. The movie as a whole, this I feel like definitely does make it one of a bottom of the barrel superhero movie, but it did have like some redeeming qualities in it. I think Batman really saved that movie, at least for me. But yeah, this is just scummy stuff, and then this I feel like just ties in with the whole AI thing, and is this kind of stuff being a lot more common and whatnot. It's just really shitty practices, and it's really shitty news. I mean, it's a fucking corporation. They're gonna be shitty regardless. Obviously, you get your people in there in the cog that do care about stuff and whatnot, but for the most part, it's a fucking corporation. It's gonna be shitty or do shitty things, so that shouldn't be surprising. But I don't. Yeah, that just like sucks to hear. To be honest, it's just, is this gonna set a standard going forward? And what these corporations can get away with. But then they would have to like contact his like estate, right? But obviously like they're just his kids, so maybe they don't deal with that type of legal stuff. But shit, I mean, I would think it would be ran by them, but I just don't know how involved they are with, or how that process goes. So, but it's just, I don't know. It's just shitty practices. That's what it boils down to. Keep it a buck with you. But next piece of news, I just wanted to bring that up because, yeah, shitty practices, corporations, garbage, buzzwords. Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler's next film together is reportedly about vampires. It has a period piece element to it. Interesting. So Ryan Coogler, Did he do Fruitville Station? I'm not sure. Maybe that's just a Michael B. Jordan thing. Fruitville. Who's this spot? Oh, he did. He did do. So they've been working together for a while. This movie came out in 2013, and then obviously Ryan Coogler. Whoa. Did he do the Creed movies? Cause he did he did Black Panther. But I know. Let's see. I don't think he did the Creed movies. Creed 4. I didn't search that up, brother. Come on. Oh, he did do Creed. Whoa. So did he do Creed 2? No, he didn't. So this is Creed 3. You fucking idiot. I said Creed 2. Michael B. Jordan directed Creed 3, which I knew. And I literally just searched up Creed 2 and it brought up Creed 3. Why? I didn't ask for that. So Creed 2 was by Stephen Caple Jr. Yeah, so they just been working together for a while. I think they're a good pairing. Creed 1 is one of my favorite movies of all time, actually. I don't know. That movie just hits super hard for me. And he did a really good job. I really like the did he do Black Panther 2? He had to have, right? Yeah, I really like the directing in that's what I was saying though. In the directing in Black Panther 2, like I really like the cinematography and stuff, and obviously there's a cinematographer, but directors have some input in that, right? Yeah. So it's a fucking vampire movie with Michael B. Jordan. That's just super interesting. I was thinking when this news like came out, I was thinking like, damn, are the audience gonna get confused? Two black men hunting vampires, like Blade comes out and shit. I don't know, super thought. But this is like a more period piece. So is he gonna be like in the 19? I'm trying to think when like like the Jack the Ripper vibe in era and shit, powdered wigs and powdered noses and shit like that. Is this gonna be like that era or what? But yeah, I'm interested to see what this develops into and more news on this. This is a piece of this funny news, but I'll just save it for later. Honestly, it's nothing monumental. There's some beef stuff. Yeah, I'll just save that for the end. I don't know. I've just been trying to. I could have something to say about this, but been low key. I keep saying this. I want to cut these shows the length down, but I don't know. I just like talking about stuff, man. But this is great, or a great rumor. So a Sonic movie spinoff focused on Shadow the Hedgehog is reportedly being planned at Paramount. This is by Daniel Richman. So I really like Shadow. I don't know a bunch about him in lore, in the Sonic lore, but just his fucking, he's black, red, and white. Like those are, I mean, red's my favorite color, but those are just like the typical black and red, for a costume designer. It's the typical, he obviously is not a costume, it's his fur, but it's the typical colors for like a badass costume, and then you just get his attitude, like he's just like a more hardcore version of Sonic, and then you got that, there's a game, he's fucking shooting pistols and shit, like he's a fucking badass, and so I've always been a solid admirer. I wouldn't say fan because I don't know much about him, but of Shadow the Hedgehog. It's weird to say I'm an admirer of a fucking cartoon hedgehog or video game hedgehog. Anyways, and then also I saw floating around. I don't think it was like there was any credible source or even somewhat credible source attached to it. So I'm pretty sure that's why I didn't put it into my like news shit. But Hayden Christensen is very big grain of salt rumored to voice Shadow. That would be fucking perfect. I don't know if he's done any voice acting work, but I don't know if we just get some Anakin vibes out of Shadow the Hedgehog. That would be fucking amazing. And I ever since I seen, so I guess Shadow was like the end teaser for Sonic 2. And fudge spit went down the wrong pipe. When I saw that, on YouTube or whatever, I was like, okay, I gotta get into the Sonic movies, because previously before that I saw Supersonic and I was like, oh, they did that shit. That's pretty fucking cool. So I can Super Saiyan Sonic, great. So off those two things, I gotta go watch Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, and in preparation for Sonic 3. And I really hope this spinoff is true. That'd be just something super solid. I'm def interested in. The next piece of news, the first trailer for John Rennick's Spaceman, starring Adam Sandler, Carey Mulligan, and Paul Dano as a fucking space spider, releasing March 1st. But the first trailer dropped, and was something I was keeping an eye on. So he probably has more roles, but growing up with Adam Sandler, like, he just in comedies and shit, Grown Ups and whatnot, Happy Gilmore, was it Big Brother and shit, comedies, like, good or bad depending who you ask. Some of them are like well praised. Click, that was one I really liked when I was growing up. But I've been really interested in his more serious roles, after Uncut Gems, and just, I didn't even know he could put on an acting clinic like that. And so I've been really, like, keeping an eye out for his more dramatic roles and stuff, and been trying to find something like Uncut Gems. And this trailer, I checked it out, and it's a spaceman. He's been in space for a while, and he just misses his wife, and he's having trouble dealing with that. And I think maybe from what I gathered from the trailer, his wife, like, made up some type of pact to never, like, split up. I think they were both astronauts or something, maybe. But it just seems like, there's some tension with that, and he's just dealing with that. And so the spider comes aboard his ship somehow. This big spider, it's like literally like a fucking dog size, and can read his mind or tap into his memories or some shit, and communicates telepathically. And yeah, it's just an interesting premise, and it seems like a more serious role for Adam Sandler, which I've been looking out for. I love sci-fi shit. So a fucking talking. I hate spiders, by the way. I hate spiders. So this is gonna give me, like, the creeps while I'm watching it. But I just been checking it. There was a really solid poster for it, and then saw Adam Sandler was attached, and Paul Dano and stuff, and so been keeping an eye out for it. But I thought I missed this trailer. I thought this trailer came out a while ago, but I guess I was wrong. So yeah, this is coming out March 1st on Netflix, so I'm keeping an eye out for that. Probably do a review. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't. Awkward pause. So a movie adaptation of Until Dawn is in the works. David F. Sandberg is set to direct, with Gary Doberman writing the script. So Until Dawn is like, is it a PlayStation exclusive? It might be a PlayStation exclusive, but it's like this interactive horror game, like the Walking Dead games. Making the choices, and your choices lead to characters dying and alters the story and whatnot. And it's actually a pretty solid story. I watched a couple playthroughs on it with some of some creators that I liked a lot. I don't remember who's the first one I watched, but the most recent one, and this wasn't like super recent, but it was RDC. They played through this game. It was pretty funny. But the story is really good, actually. So this being adapted to a movie definitely works really well. And especially with the success of Super Mario Bros. And then what was the other one? There's another recent video game success, right? Fudge. Sonic, but nah, was it just Super Mario Bros? And then like I said, you have Sonic. I feel like I'm blanking on one. I'm probably gonna remember later at some point. Hold on, it's kind of. But yeah, this is like a really solid story, and I'm pretty sure these names attached, David F. Sandberg, and Gary Doberman, are pretty well regarded. I think I mentioned, and so this is from the Hollywood Reporter, and I think in the article it says Gary. My link is broken. Is it because of my VPN, bro? Like, why are all these blocked VPNs? Why are they hating? Nope, link is just broken. All right, whatever. Yeah, I think it said like he wrote some solid horror stuff. I don't remember the names, but I'm pretty sure they were pretty solid. So yeah, this is. Hey, I'm down to see this, and this could probably be one of. I think there's a not even Sigma because it's true. Most video game adaptations are pretty buns. Uh, I don't. I just remembered the Assassin's Creed one with Michael Fassbender. That was pretty buns bonanza. Wait, I've been saying buns bonanza, but it's bonanza. I mean, buns bonanza is not a saying, but I'm saying the word bonanza. I thought it was bonanza, but it's bonanza. Like I'm still gonna keep saying it, buns bonanza. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, game adaptations are usually pretty bad, but I feel like this one definitely has a lot. There's a lot of factors of it. I mean, it's basically an interactive movie, so yeah, it obviously translates pretty well. So I would be down to see that because obviously with adaptations, and then with adaptations, there's a couple ways you could go. Like obviously you can go strictly, you know, with the source material, or you can go deviate from that. But they would probably go with the source material here and probably change up. I mean, there's multiple endings and characters dying, and so it would be interesting to see what they go with for the story. And if they change some stuff up, and some decision stuff and stuff might not play out how it plays out in the game, even if they go that route of whatever you picked in the game or whatnot. So it'd be interesting to see what they switch up and stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, and then speaking of adaptations, so showrunner Albert Kim says Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender will depict events never actually seen in the original series. Azula will have a larger presence in what and role. Oh shit, I'm fucking stupid. Azula will have a larger presence and role than she is than what in the first season. Okay, my fault. That was grammatically incorrect. Buck. We will also bear witness to the attack on the Southern Air Temple, and I think that's the attack before Aang, went into like quote unquote hiding. So I brought this up because I wasn't initially interested in this adaptation at all because it was going to be pretty much a 1-to-1 of the show, and like I said, like if you're not really bringing anything new to the table for adaptation, and like the animation, obviously this isn't out yet, but the animation's already fucking superb and damn near perfect. Like it's only going to be worse in most cases. It's only going to be worse in the adaptation. So it's like why bother them with that when the superior version is right in front of you? I don't know. And I really only like adaptations if it's just bringing something new to the table, which this does seem like it is, and I really like Avatar. I only seen it once all the way through. I really really like that show a lot. So, and I wasn't excited for this at all, but with this piece of news, I'm definitely gonna check this out now because I want to see new stuff, and especially just giving context to that. And then they were, I think also I didn't read the article, but I think I read somewhere, they were saying since they have hindsight of what of the first original series coming out in animations, they could do things like this, have Azula make a bigger presence because she ended up becoming like a fan favorite. So, and then I was gonna say also like The Last of Us. That's why I want to check out The Last of Us too, because there was a bit of that, not like a ton of it, but some other stuff got some more new scenes and stuff, and so it's not a 1-to-1 adaptation, which in some cases I'm open to see, but in most cases I'm not. So this is one of those ones. I guess it's not a 1-to-1, so whatever. So I mentioned in the news thing, there's a bunch of shows of my childhood that are getting a like remake or coming back or whatever. So the first one is Wizards of Waverly Place. Bro, this show's a banger. Yeah, just seeing magic shenanigans with Selena Gomez. I think this was one of my first crushes ever. Selena Gomez in this show. Maybe not one of my first, but she was definitely one of my biggest childhood ones. But so this series picks up after a mysterious incident at WizTech where an adult Justin Russo has left his wizard powers behind, opting for a normal human life with his wife and 2 sons. Selena Gomez will return as Alex Russo in a cameo for the pilot of the Wizards of Waverly Place sequel. Obviously the focus will be on Justin. So I was talking about in that news recap for what I'm gonna get into at the start of the show. I don't remember what happened because in the Wizards Waverly Place world, like so all the kids can learn magic and stuff, but when they get older, only one can have magic in the family, something like that. So they take like this test and you become the wizard of the family. All the two, whoever, how many siblings or whatever, they lose their magic and then only the one can have magic. But I was saying though, because the movie was dealing with that, like that battle for which Alex or Justin to get, be the wizard of the family. And I don't remember who won. I feel like Alex won or something, but she gave it to Justin or vice versa. So I don't know who like ended up being the wizard of the family. So, I mean, it obviously says Justin has left his powers behind, opting for a normal human life. But yeah, hold on. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. There was also iCarly reboot that came back, and I really liked iCarly growing up, but I did not watch it. So I don't even know if I'll watch this. I'll probably keep eyes on like the first episode to see how it develops. But I don't know. It was a part of childhood shows that are coming back, and I really like this show. So maybe, I don't know, if it depends. It depends. And I'm pretty sure iCarly got canceled, so maybe I won't go watch that. But this one, nah. Out of the 3 that I'm about to talk about, this was like the most like least concrete. All of these I think are rumors, but I think the Wizard of Waverly Place one is more concrete. But these last 2, this one specifically is a super in the air. But Ben 10 creator Duncan Raoulou, I don't know, Duncan, is interested in making an adult animated Ben 10 series. In his quote, he said, "Absolutely, it would be great to have a high stakes show that offered more mature themes, not so interested in gore or sexual content, but dealing with emotional, social, and political elements that the MCU movies deal with would be exciting." So I saw a quote like that didn't have the MCU thing in, but I was just like, did he actually say the MCU? Was like the MCU is very like super surface level, super surface level on all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, bro. So I was seeing some like people saying, oh, like a Ben 10K series would be boring. So that's like him when he's an adult and he has like hella aliens and he's that guy basically. And I guess that could be kind of boring, but I feel like you could definitely bring some shit out in that. Especially, because that was in like the original series. You got like, I forgot how Ben got to the future or whatever, but I don't know who's around in that universe. Like, where's Gwen, where's Kevin and stuff. I don't really remember. But people were saying, because you got Ben 10, the OG series, which like is him like, I was gonna say 10 years old, but maybe he's like 12, 11. That series fire. And then you got Ben 10 Alien Force, or Ultimate Alien, or Alien Force. Maybe Ultimate. Yeah, so it's like basically him in like, 16, 17 maybe. And then you have Omniverse. Is that a continue? I'm not sure. I'm super don't know shit about Omniverse. So I think that is a continuation. I'm not honestly sure, but we're just gonna count OG Ben, the series, and Alien Force, like / Ultimate Alien or whatever, if that was what it's called. Oh, hold on. Is Ultimate Alien... What is Ultimate Alien? It was obviously... There's Alien Force. Ultimate Alien series. Yeah, so it's the same art style. Ultimate Alien. So Alien Force is like Ultimate... Okay, so... So this came out in 2010. I do not... These shows like bled together for me. I didn't even know that there was 2 different ones. Ultimate Alien, Alien Force. So it's... interesting. Oh, here's the 3 seasons thing. So they ended it at 3 seasons. And then that has a really crazy low rating. But and then Ultimate Alien has 3 seasons. Yeah. So yeah. But anyways, I was seeing people say like on Twitter that would be better to have like uh not like right after like Ultimate Alien where he's like still a teenager, but like a little bit more before that, but not like at 10K level, somewhere in the middle of the two, and get some stories about that. I mean, honestly, I'm fine with anything, but I feel like Ben 10K would be the obvious answer. So I mean, which I would be open to see, but I would be open to see like in a different place in his adult life, maybe even an older Ben than Ben 10K or whatever. Um, but yeah, that would be super interesting. I think Ben 10, he's just a fire. I have some plans to incorporate Ben 10 in my channel in some way. I don't want to give away the sauce quite yet, but not like a video or anything, but something. He's just been a staple of my childhood, bro. I remember having the Omnitrix, the original one, and the Ultimate Alien one with like the little hologram or the hologram pieces on it. Though, oh my gosh, if you had a Omnitrix back then, you were that guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, he's just a really interesting premise, and I wish they did. I guess there's the Omniverse shows, but I don't know, something more, I guess, mature like this with it. Because of the Omniverse shows, I can't like diss them, but it's super like Teen Titan Go, like kid friendly type shit, which is there's nothing wrong with that at all, but not something like maybe like a more modern cartoon like Adventure Time that has a little bit more substance in like the narrative and the long form storytelling. But the next show getting maybe coming back is a Danny Phantom live action movie is reportedly in the works at Paramount. This is from Daniel Richmond, bro. Danny Phantom, bro, a movie. So this is honestly, again, so I set up like a lot of live adaptations, live action adaptations, but I feel like Danny Phantom is like a universe in the story. Like you don't necessarily have to follow it one to one to tell a good story in the Danny Phantom universe. You can definitely do your own spin, create something new with that. So there's that, and then also fucking Danny Phantom live action. I feel like that translates super fucking well. And again, there's just some live action shows or adaptations that I'm more willing to see than others. I feel like we really be getting to see something cool with these, his powers and his stuff, the stuff of the Danny Phantom universe translated to live action. I feel like there's some interesting visuals to play with there. And some like interesting like, set designs and like props and shit and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of what's it called, potential in this, especially with it being a movie. I don't think a show could definitely work, but then you're just playing with a lower budget then, and you're dealing with like a lot of supernatural different dimensions, and his powers and shit. You got to make them look good. He has intangibility and shit, and go invisible and whatnot, and just translating that into like a show is just with a lower budget, it's not gonna look the best. I mean, it's definitely possible, but most likely it's not gonna look the best. So a movie, and again, you could easily still fumble the bag with the movie, but you're just playing with a little bit more higher budget, so you can maybe do something a little bit more. But yeah, um, I'm trying to think. I'm blanking on everything Danny Phantom right now. That is embarrassing. What the fuck? But yeah, he's just super solid. It's a really fun show and shit. So this in live action, I'm down to clown, buddy. Or even fucking if they did a sequel series, that would be pretty cool. Honestly, I would want to see a sequel series more than a live action thing. But hey, I'm down for anything. Danny Phantom. Um, we got these last couple pieces of news before we get into some gaming stuff, and then the main topic, or there's a piece of comic news, and then some gaming stuff, and then the main topic. Jesus. So I was talking about her. Actually, let me look at the cast so I can get her actual name. So I was talking about Raising Kanan last week because I was talking about Taraji. 50 Cent wanted to work with her, and I was like, oh, well, she's on one of his star shows. I would want it to be Raising Kanan because that's like the best one to me outside of Power. But But there's a character on Raising Kanan where her name's Raquel, and Patina Miller. She plays Raquel, which is like the main character's mom, and she's just her performance as Raquel is fucking amazing. I love her so much in that show. She just carries herself so well, so much like she just take no shit, and she's a really strong character, and that has like as well as like a softer side as it too, and she's just super well acted that role, and I loved her a lot. Love her a lot in that role, and let's see some stuff that she's in, because I want to see her more stuff. But anyways, she is a fucking, on top of being a great actress, she's a Broadway actress, and she's a fucking good one at that. So like there's this video on YouTube where she was like singing, she was in looks like a studio, and she was singing, and just to hear her voice like compared to like how she speaks and shit in Raising Kanan was just so crazy. But apparently she has a Tony too. I'm not sure what that award. I think that's like for Broadway stuff. Wait, she's in Hunger Games? Who is she in Hunger Games? Interesting. But yeah, that's just, I just wanted to bring that up because, well, props to her. Her bag is deep. Like, she got a really talented at like fucking singing and acting. Like, that's pretty cool. But it's just cool seeing black women do great. So yeah, I don't know. It just came across my timeline. I was talking about Raising Kanan her last week, and so I just thought that would be cool to bring up. The last piece of news, we have a release announcement for a release announcement. So the release date, it's reported that the release date for Invincible Part 2 will be for Part 2 of Season 2 will release next week. Okay, bro. Like, I mean, it's just like whatever news. Not whatever news. Like, I'm excited for Invincible, but what? The mid-season break was dumb to me. I don't know. Like, bro, just release all that shit at once or something. Not all at once, but weekly, when just together. Like, there's no fucking sense for this Part 2 shit for a 8-episode fucking series. Maybe if it was like 14 episodes, it was like 7, but fucking 4 and 4. Like, okay. Like, I'm getting heated, bro. Chill out. It's not that serious. But yeah, so I guess probably not even a trailer, just hopefully a trailer next week. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's it for like the movie show news. On to some gaming stuff. So I was talking about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle last week, and I did not know it was developed by Bethesda. I think I did know, and like just the thought, it just went out one ear and out the other. So this is not coming to PlayStation, so I won't be playing this. But a trailer did drop though, because I said a trailer was coming last week, and it did come. So that was pretty cool. But I'm gonna keep it a band with you. It did not look that. So it's first person, and I mentioned, I was like, damn, yeah, I would want it to be third person, like something like the Tomb Raider series, but with Indiana Jones. I feel like that would be really fun. And obviously, there's to be said like, oh, you do like. That's just a copy of that, but I feel like there's deviations and stuff, but I understand the sentiment. Like, not everything has to be a third person and yada yada yada, but I really like third person games, so that personally does not bother me at all. But yeah, so this is the trailer. Even though I'm not gonna be playing this, it just didn't really look all that shaked up to be, and it's not. I'm not hating on this just because I'm not gonna be able to play it. Like, I'll give props where props is due. For like, fuck console wars. Like, it's nothing on this side. Like, I don't care about any of that. But it just really didn't look that appealing. Like, it I feel like you're taking a lot out of it being third person. Like, you're not. So the traversal sections, like if you're flying a plane or driving a car, that's gonna be pulled back to third person, and then you'll be doing puzzles and shit, and that's gonna be in third person. And then at one point in the trailer, Indiana Jones like uses his whip to swing on something, and that's in third person. And then when he lets go of it, and he's like jumping on top of an enemy, that switches to first person. It just looked kind of like janky a little bit. And again, that could probably be polished or something, but it didn't really look that appealing. And then we saw a small glimpse of the combat, and that, like in the trailer, it's a really well made trailer. So I feel like that's what also like kind of hated some of these potential shortcomings. Again, we didn't see a whole lot, so I could just be yapping, but like at one point he like uses his whip to like reel someone in and put the beats on him, and it just looked like the AI was just like standing there. And like, again, super brief glimpse, so that's not really concrete, but it just looked like the AI was just waiting to be grabbed. And then when he was like punching him, like that just like kind of looked janky too. I don't know, I could just be shit talking and yapping, but it just didn't look really all that great. And then also, I mean, like I said, I won't be playing this, but like eventually when I get a PC, like I'm gonna need one here soon. I'm not gonna lie to you, because fuck, I want to more storage and whatnot, and more customization with that type of stuff. And I eventually want to get into streaming and shit once I build up my fan base a little bit more. But so I'm gonna need a PC. So, but point being, I'm gonna check out like these Xbox games I'm missing on eventually, like Hi-Fi Rush. What are some other Xbox exclusives? I never played Sunset Overdrive on on Xbox One. I'm trying to think of some Xbox exclusives and I can't. Let's see, some Xbox exclusives. Xbox exclusives. There we go. I keep blanking. Let's see. And I'm not trying to shit on Xbox. Oh, Fable. See, that's a big one. I remember playing Fable at like my cousin's house and shit, and I really like that. And there's apparently a new Fable coming. Definitely want to check that out. Oh, Starfield, want to check that out at some point. Crackdown, that was another one, cool one to revisit. Sea of Thieves is something I want to check out, but I feel like that's really only going to be fun with friends, and I'm not. My friends aren't gonna. Yeah, don't have the friend for that. Oh, and then obviously, possibly Elder Scrolls 6 and stuff, and so yeah. But I would say the main ones, like when I do get a PC, because these games. See, that's the thing though. Like with fucking exclusives, I don't know. I feel like. I mean, I don't think there should be really. I breathe competition, but I don't know. It's just kind of scummy about something being locked behind a console. When there's so many platform games. But I get it, I guess. But what was I even going with that point? Fuck, I don't even know. Cool, whatever. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'll be checking out those games eventually. Also in Call of Duty, not also, but in COD, A-Train from the boys, he has like a new I thought he was been in the game, but he has like some new finishers, and they look pretty cool. He's like, so there's one where he takes the guy's head and he runs around him really fast and like breaks his neck. There's another one where he slams his head on the ground repeatedly in super speed. It's just, I don't know. It's cool stuff like that is cool, and seeing crossover stuff like that. Fortnite really holds the crown for crossovers. Like they have Kratos, Master Chief, The Witcher, all Spider-Man or all Marvel stuff, a bunch of DC stuff. Kratos, did I say Kratos? Like Deadpool, Dune stuff, fucking Doomslayer guy. They just have some John Wick. They just have some crazy crossovers, and all those character designs look really great. But Call of Duty is a big one that's starting to come up with some crazy collabs. They got like with the boys, Attack on fucking Titan. I don't know. Some people just be like, oh, it's a shooter. Like, where we got all this stuff in the game? Like, shut up. Like, shit's cool, bro. Like, it's not. And sometimes the skins do affect gameplay. Like I think the Noir skin from the boys, Black Noir, he was too like dark in the shadows and shit. But I guess there's something to be said about that. But overall, it's like whateve, bro. Like it's an arcadey shooter. Like don't get your panties in a bunch over fucking a Homelander skin or fucking Nicki Minaj skin, bro. Shut up. Anyways, some little comic book news before we get into the main topic. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles relaunch comic series will be written by Jason Aaron, releasing in July. This is really because I've been trying to find some like new runs to hop onto and like beginning of like stories and arcs and shit that I could follow for however long and not just like be in the middle of a ongoing storyline, or even if it is a soft reboot, you still got a bunch of hairstyr to catch up on. So something like this, a relaunch, is definitely interesting, and especially the Ninja Turtles comics are really. I've been seeing some crazy panels of the Ninja Turtles comics, and so if it's anything like those panels, and they also said Like, because it's the comics are a lot more gritty and shit than like the media, like the cartoons, and obviously the cartoons and like the movies and stuff. But Ninja Turtles comics, they get up to some shit in there. So I've been meaning to check those out. But this relaunch is, I'm gonna still check them out. But this relaunch coming up definitely has my eye on it. I'm gonna check that out and maybe talk about it on here or make a video on it, depending on how much I like it. So I'm still writing my Ultimate Spider-Man script for that comic. I wanted it to be done by this weekend, the script, but it's proving I need to turn on my analyst brain a little bit more than I thought, and really, because there's really some good underlying like connective tissue and like of the themes and stuff and how like it relates to the story and just some really solid characters being introduced, and I really want to just get that point across and how much I enjoyed it and stuff and really highlight that type of stuff. And so yeah, it's taking a little bit more longer than I thought, but we're gonna get there. I wanna at least get it for sure out, the video out by the end of this month. Fuck, that's in 10 days. Fuck, I don't know about that one, brother. I really gotta buckle down and get that script going. But yeah, that's the last bit of news for this week. And what time is it? Oh, we're at 1:30. Okay, we're making great time, brother. The main topic for this week is a Netflix movie that came out on the 19th of January called The Kitchen, starring Kano Robinson. Actually, let me pull up the footage. Oh, brother, I left that tab open for a reason. But it's starring Kano Robinson. He was solely in Top Boy, which is a show I've mentioned before. I really, really enjoyed that show. I really, really enjoyed his character in that, and I enjoyed his acting. And that was like one of his, I don't think it was his first acting debut. Maybe he did some small stuff before then, but I feel like I think it was his first like major role. And so Kano Robinson, he's a UK like rapper, and he was like, when I was watching Top Boy, I didn't know that till I finished, and I was like, oh, he's a rapper, and I looked him up, and he was pretty. He has like a song. It's like an old song, but I'm saying like as a testament how long he's been out. He has like a song from like 12 years ago on YouTube and has like 12 million views or something like that. So he's a pretty big rapper, and like from a good while ago, And so I was just like, falling down, watching interviews on him, and then of Ashley, I forgot his last name, but of the other Deshane in Top Boy, and I was watching some interviews. So I just like, started to learn more about these people. And I was like, oh, damn, they have some pretty, it's just cool seeing like some black, superstars that I'm not even aware of because, they're in the UK and shit. And like they're, didn't really cross over this way yet. So this movie is starring him, and then it's directed by Daniel Kaluuya. So he's in Black Panthers and Get Out, some other great stuff, but he's really good as well. So I don't know if this is his directorial debut, but it's pretty solid, not gonna lie. So this movie's about in a dystopian future London where all social housing has been eliminated. Izzy and Benji fight to navigate the world as residents of the Kitchen, a community that refuses to abandon their homes. So Kano, he basically plays this guy. Hold on, before we get into that, I really enjoyed this movie. It's super solid. I think if you're a fan of Top Boy, you should definitely go check this out. As more Kano Robinson in it, Kano. I think he did really good in this movie. I think all the performances are great. I think the visuals are great. The only thing I think was a bit lacking is it is a little meandering. But not. I'll get into it. So this will be. Damn, I should have said this. There's nothing to really spoil majorly. So this will be relatively spoiler free, and then when I do get into some spoilers, I'll that won't be to the very end, but I'll let you guys know, and it'll be time coded below. But yeah, movie's a little bit meandering until like the end when like I feel like some stuff really starts to ramp up, but I feel like there needed to be, because I really like the character work in it, like the developments and seeing that type of stuff go on. But this movie's just missing a bit of oomph. Just a bit of kick that really would, I feel like, brought it all the way home for me. But I still really enjoyed it though. Like I said, really great performances. I really like the cinematography in it and everything. June. Hold on, what is his name? JNR. I don't even know his name in the in what's it called in the movie, but he's played by Hope Ikpuku. Damn, I'm really hope I pronounced that right. But he was in Top Boy as well, and I really liked him in that. And I wouldn't even say an antagonistic role. Um, but the role he plays in this is really good. The only thing, so look, this move. I was gonna say this. I was gonna say this movie, and I was like, wait, it's a show, but it's a movie. This movie, I think, really, where it shines is like it depicting like that cycle of like not having a solid upbringing and like solid figures to look up to, and what type of life you can get roped into. But like the thing is, I just felt like it just needed to kind of expand on that more and like show the more consequences of that and the recruiting of other negative influences and stuff. And so, but the thing, I won't even say quote unquote negative, because basically there's like this biker gang, and they steal stuff for the residents of the kitchen, like the people who aren't supposed to be staying there and stuff, and there's constant raids on the kitchen, and of people getting evicted and pulled out of their homes like viciously and stuff like that, and they're cutting off the water, and this biker gang is like supplying stuff for the people of the kitchen. So I wouldn't even say their cause is bad, but Benji is a character that has some unfortunate events happen to him early in his life, and so he's kind of in a place where he can go either way in his life. He can be influenced negatively, or be on a straight and narrow path. And he's vulnerable because of the tragedies in his life, and he's just at a susceptible age to be influenced by that stuff. And so it's like which path is he gonna take? And so it was cool seeing Kano, Izzy, the main character. I guess it's the main character. He's trying to get out of the kitchen, and this he has him running with this Benji kid, and it kind of changes his plan a little bit, or not changes his plan, but it kind of fucks with his head a little bit until, damn, gotta see what's good with this kid, but gotta look out for himself or whatnot. And then what plays into that and the relationship is really interesting, how it develops. And that's kind of a spoiler, but I don't know, I just felt like it kind of we needed to see more of Benji. I was gonna say being desperate. Not desperate's the wrong word, because I'm saying like his situation. But to see, I'm trying to say that like we just need to see more consequence of because Benji that's the kid, right? Of him, like the negatives of getting involved with these group of people, and maybe that wasn't necessarily the point, because like I said, their cause isn't bad. It's just like quote, they're doing illegal shit, quote unquote, and so you're gonna have run-ins with the law, and you're gonna be punished for that. But I don't know. I just feel like it just needed some more kick and stuff, because I really liked and going into this was a problem, like maybe, what am I trying to say? It was a problem while I was watching it, but I kind of like had to reevaluate, and it just didn't become a problem. But it also was like in a dystopian future, and there are sci-fi elements, and that I enjoy, but I kind of felt like there need to be a kind of a stronger presence of them. But I was expecting a little bit more action heavy. So if you're expecting something more action and stuff, then you're gonna be disappointed in that regard. I think it's a nice character drama, but then also it just doesn't really fully come together in that regard either. I just think what's really holding this up for me, the performances are really strong, the emotional moments are really strong, but it just doesn't have that. It feels like it's just missing some elements, and I'll get more into that, but and spoilers. But yeah, it's really, the performances are really great, and that's what really carried me throughout this movie, because just the subtlety. And actually, let me go to my notes really quick. I took a couple notes, nothing too crazy. It just like I said, it just depicts like that cycle that you see in so many impoverished communities, that you see that pipeline of a young kid going into these type of crowds and whatnot. So I really like that depiction of it, and that message of it and whatnot, and what having lack of a strong figure or a negative or having a strong negative figure does to you and whatnot. But what was I gonna say? Oh, Kano's acting. I really like his acting. It's just really like, I don't know if this is the right word, contemplative and like lingering. Like you could really see his gears turning in his head, and just really seeing him think and whatnot. And so I really like his subtlety in his acting, his like little face twitches and his eye movements and stuff. So I really like that. And then the kid who played Benji, he was surprisingly good. This kid has a really good, really promising future. His name's Jedediah Bannerman, and I think I'm seeing somewhere that he was, maybe part of like a YouTube series or something. Maybe I could be wrong about that, but I swear I read that in one of the reviews and stuff or something. But yeah, I really like all the performances. Like I said, they're super solid. So yeah, I think I really said everything I wanted to say about this movie, to be honest. Or, and spoiler free. Honestly, that didn't even go that long. That's crazy. Let's see. There's got to be more to say about it. Honestly, I thought so. This is probably gonna be kind of short because like I said, this movie's kind of meandering a little bit, and I don't think that's really necessarily bad. It's just more should have happened, and I thought, I wasn't necessarily disappointed, but I just figured, I don't know, I just went in with higher expectations, not even of quality, because I think the quality matches. It just like the events in the story, I just felt like it just was twiddling its thumbs for a little bit. We just needed, like I said, I just been saying, they just needed that kick, What else can I say? Because I don't want this to be too short, but fuck, there's not a whole lot to say though, without getting into spoilers and like, their relationships and stuff. The relationship like developing between Benji and Kano felt like supernatural and everything. Like everything I think felt organic. I guess I could talk about the ending a little bit. Yeah, the last like 20 minutes or so, that's when everything started to ramp up, and the ending was cool. It's just, if we just got to see more before then, But like the emotional of it really works as well. It really works. So I think that's what really like saves it, of the performances between Kano and Benji in the like ending scene or whatnot. Really, really brings it home in that regard. Yeah. What do I rate this? I probably would rate it maybe like a 6.57. Nah, I would say a 6.5. I feel like if the story was a bit stronger, just had that kick, it easily could jump to like a 7, or no, like a 7.58. Yeah. I just, like I said, I wish there was a bit more sci-fi elements, and maybe I was expecting that, and that kind of was disappointing, but I don't know if that's on me or whatnot, but it kind of just felt like marketed like it was going to be kind of a more sci-fi stuff, so maybe that's on me. But yeah, spoilers though. Spoilers for The Kitchen. So yeah, I really so I saw Kano, or Izzy being Benji's dad from a mile away. But I like how that was laid out, and how that, kind of developed, and why he had that attachment to the kid, and seeing that, and I really liked the, that part where he was picking his, registering for his apartment, and then, he just like asked for a 2-bedroom. And then they're like, okay, yeah, we can put an application for a 2-bedroom, but you got to give up your spot for your 1-bedroom that he's been trying to work for and get out the kitchen this whole time, even before the movie takes place and stuff. And so it's just a contemplative moment, and it doesn't show what his decision was, but I feel like really by Kano's acting, his subtleness and stuff, you really pick up damn, he did not get that. He did not put in the application for the 2-bedroom, essentially leaving Benji to fend for himself, and he knows that's his son. And so, just that is that's the emotional stuff is there for sure. But I feel like, again, I guess we'll get into that. I just feel like there should have been some. Again, I know they're not the bad guys per se, but I feel like it's a theme, the theme, a simile or a relation to like how gangs and stuff, they kind of recruit young, and it's easy to recruit someone to a gang when they don't have a father figure or a strong figure in their household. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. Budge is my. Hold on. I think my mic. Did my mic unplug? Dang, did my. No, it didn't unplug. It's still going. I just got a weird. Jeez, I hope that doesn't mess up. Anyways, what I was saying though, it's a similarity of gangs recruiting young, and but it's at the same time when you're hard on your luck like that, when Benji's mom dies and he has nowhere to go, and you're looking for a place of belonging, a family, that stuff is very easy to be drawn into, and that's what I would like to see more. I don't know, and obviously like there's nuances of life, so I don't know if necessarily having that biker game be not doing it for a good cause. I don't know if that's really fair to the story, because like I said, there's nuances in life, like not everything's going to be black and white. But if that's the case, it should have been I feel like we should have seen. I guess we do kind of see that, like the consequences of that life. Like they go in like a home invasion type deal, and like they're their get back for what happened to the kitchen, and how they lost like a lot of someone that was a prominent figure in the kitchen. So they go into like the suburbs, quote unquote, and destroy their property and stuff. They're not necessarily like stealing or anything. They're just causing property damage. And then like Benji realizes like, damn, that's not the life for me type shit. Like I'm not cut out for this. And he like runs away. But, there's no like consequence to that. Like he just comes to that realization. I don't know if there should have been, a run-in with the law, like a tough run-in with the law or whatnot. Like they lose someone or Benji gets locked up or some shit like that, for a period of time. And like he's heavily interrogated and, mistreated and whatnot. I just feel like there should have been more of a consequence with that, to really depict, how that, joining something like that could really be detrimental. But like I said, like that point's kind of come across, with the vandalization, but then nothing really like comes of that. But I guess like is that why they attacked the kitchen at the end? I feel like that was just like a standard like raid type shit. And they don't really like make it a point that's like retaliation for the retaliation, And then also, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I feel like something like that would have really gave this movie that like kick that it needed. I don't know what I was saying. So I was on the point of it was cool. Yeah, I was just talking. Buck. I don't even remember what point I was on. Damn. The end though. So like it just like all that like popping off the end. I feel like it was a decent ending. It just didn't fully come home for me. But then like the emotional moment of Kano finally accepting that he's Benji's dad, and that ominous, they're back in the kitchen during a raid or whatever, and then the SWAT is pounding on the door, and so it just ends with Benji like looking worried at the door, and like Kano's just like don't even worry about it, and it's like cuts to black, and then I'm pretty sure you hear them break down the door, so it's like, damn, what happened to them, So I like that in that regard, to like the ambiguity of it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I really liked it as well. I just really liked the performances. I think really in the visuals and stuff, and the performance really hammered home the emotional moments. But I just felt like it was just lacking a little bit. I wish I liked it a lot more, but I didn't dislike it at all. Yeah, I would recommend it for sure, especially if you like Top Boy. Definitely check this out. Yeah, I'm actually gonna recommend this to my sister-in-law because she recommended Top Boy to me, so maybe she will find some enjoyment out of this. Did I rate it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I rated it. Oh, I didn't. I'll get it on weekly fuck, whatever. Yeah, so that's it for the kitchen review. Sorry if that was a shorter one. There wasn't like a bunch to talk about in that movie, but I still really enjoyed it though. But now we're moving on to the weekly watch list. I've been trying to catch up on Ultimate Invasion. That's like relating to the new Ultimate universe that's being built. I think it's like 1660 or something like that. Like 1610? No, something like that. It's a new universe, but Ultimate Invasion is kind of fleshes out the wider universe of the universe that the new Peter Parker's in right now. So it kind of just gives some more context of that, and that's really interesting. I'm kind of lost in the sauce right now, but I'm really liking that. I think it's like 5 issues. I'm on issue like 3 or 4. Yes, it's pretty solid. I really like the artwork in it, and like just the grand scale of it is super interesting. Yeah. If you want to, if you're into like the new Ultimate Universe, definitely check that out for sure. I've been listening to some music. Big Head by GT came out. That was pretty solid. I fuck with. He's a Detroit artist. He doesn't have like crazy. I was talking about this like before, like, oh, I like Detroit music because like the punchlines and stuff, and then there's music outside of whatever. But there's not every Detroit artist is crazy punchline or whatever. But GT is just a really good rapper, and that I enjoy a lot. And he just speaks the real, he just talks that real shit. But I really like the beat for Big Head. It felt like it made me feel like it was like some carnival type shit. It just works. It works really well, and he raps over it super well. So really like that song. Go check that out. I was watching. Oh, let me just continue with the music. Kentucky Love, by BFD the Pac-Man. Is it BFD? I don't know. He like kind of started out as a gimmick rapper. He's from Flint, Michigan. But he started like out as like a kind of gimmick rapper, but he could actually like rap for real. And I think I checked this song out because Babyface E was on it, and I fuck with Babyface E tough. So yeah, I really enjoyed that song. There's some solid features on it. I forgot. Actually, where's my phone? Let me see who's really on it all the way through. Where is my cellular device? Brother, I really just lost my phone right now. Oh, here it is. It was on the flow. Hold on. What was that? Oh, I was looking up that song. Let me see. Let me make sure my volume's down. There it is. My phone is about to die. It's on 6%. Where's it at? Kentucky Love. BFB. I said BFD. It's BFB the Pac-Man. But it has Crispy Life and just Crispy Life and Babyface E. All right. Just 2 good features. But I fuck with everyone on that song. And those were some solid features. They really brought the A game to that. So I fuck with that. And then was listening to some Day Money. I was like stumbled upon like a playlist on Spotify with like a bunch of his songs and shit like that. So I picked up quite a few. I was at work and I wasn't trying to like add every new song that I knew to my Google Docs list, or new songs that I found to my Google Docs list. But actually I just got a bunch of new music. So it's there's a bunch of songs, but I'll just pick out the ones that I liked a lot. Where's it at? I literally saw it. Sorry for the Wait was solid. World Touring Still Pouring with Babyface Ray was solid. White Fans, super solid. Love Letter to the Money with Babyface Ray, super solid. Business, super solid. I don't know. It was just a bunch of Day Money music, and I mess with him. He kind of sounds like Tay B a little bit. They have similar sounds. But I'm pretty sure pretty sure Babyface Ray said Day Money is his nephew. I don't know. But yeah, he's a solid Detroit rapper. Go check him out. Yeah, and then also I've been watching Brother's Son. Is that what it's called? But as Michelle Yeoh, it's a Netflix show. I didn't see any like really promotion for this at all. But basically, it is this kid. He's part of a triad family called like the Jade Dragons, and he's not aware of it at the time. And his mom. He just thinks he's living a regular life with his mom, but his mom got sent to the United States to, hide out because she had some information that couldn't be, found out by other people. And so she was just living with her son and a normal life, and some triad business brings itself to their doorstep. And so his brother is like the top guy, and so it's just a funny show with some really really good action. Dealing with a fish out of water scenario of being introduced to the gang life, and some really good character moments between the all the cast. I don't know, it was just really enjoyable watch. And obviously, I really love Michelle Yeoh, so she's always great seeing her. And like I said, the action was super solid. I was not expecting that at all. Like, it's super, the shots are super creative, dynamic. Like, there's great camera movement. So from like a purely action perspective, like, fuck, go check this show out. And then also on top of that, it's really well shot, and then it has a good cast, and it's pretty fun. I think it's pretty funny. I laugh at stupid shit, so maybe it won't be funny to everyone. But I mean, it's not like fucking fart joke, like fart and dick joke funny. But um, MCU humor is funny for me for the most part. So do with that information what you will. For the most part, bro, don't do me. I don't laugh at, like I just said, I laugh at stupid shit. I don't laugh at like obviously bad stupid shit. Maybe I might chuckle, but I don't know. Yeah, but the show's super solid. Go check it out. Honestly, it's a really strong endorsement. But I was gonna say though, I'm missing out on a lot of solid movies that I just have not gotten around to see, whether I was busy, I was broke as fuck, whatever the case. But I want to see Michael Mann's Ferrari with Adam Driver, Poor Things with Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo, um, American Fiction with Jeffrey Wright, The Book of Clarence. I mentioned that before. I think so. There's 4 solid movies I got to see, and then so I think I was thinking about doing an episode. Might not be next week or just whenever I get around to it. Like a bunch of stuff that has come out, and I just like miss talking about. I think I just want to do an episode, just not like quick reviews, but some like quicker reviews on that type of stuff. Like maybe like I'll bunch up like 2 of those movies, like fucking Ferrari and American Fiction, and I'll do some like review on those. And like I'm watching The Bear right now. I'm really liking that a lot, and do like maybe I just talked about it, but for instance, the brother son in The Bear. So like a mini episode, or like a recap episode every now and again on a bunch on stuff that I just missed, reviewing at like the time it came out, but I still wanted to check it out, and not like old stuff obviously, but fairly new things. So I've been thinking about that, because yeah, there's some solid movies that I definitely want to see and probably want to talk about. Yeah. So as we close out, we head to the Pondering My Orb section, where I just ponder my orb and just reflect on the week and just see, what I need to improve and whatnot, and what are my goals for the next week. And hopefully in my reflection, it makes you reflect on your own stuff and, want to do better and whatnot. But I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I had a pretty bad week, bro. Last week, hold on. Last week I was talking about like sacrifices and what you got to do to get to the position where you want to get to, and that just comes with sacrifice and stuff. And the stuff I said I needed to sacrifice was smoking, weed, and like my sleep, like waking up. Or I do pretty good at waking up, but well, I'll get into it. But waking up early to work on my YouTube stuff before I go to work, and then staying up later to work on my YouTube stuff after I get off work and deal with life stuff, and just having that drive to go forward a little bit after hours. Yeah, and I just been kind of ass at both those. I was waking up early, but not as early as I should have, so there's that. And then I was just not staying up, and just I used to be such a night owl, but now, bro, it's a struggle to stay up, bro. And so I just have not been, sacrificing my sleep to stay up and knock out some editing stuff. So I'm really disappointed with that. With weed though, I was doing pretty solid weed. I wasn't smoking as much, so that's solid. But yeah, definitely just gotta, refocus and get back on that. Make the necessary sacrifices to get where I want. And that also goes in with not being so hard on yourself. Yeah, I'm like disappointed with that stuff, but we have a new week to be better, So just gotta lock in and get to it. And that's all it is. Cause 9 times out of 10, bro, you know what you gotta do to better your life. You're just kind of too lazy to do it, and so that kind of happens sometimes. You just what Uncle Ben say in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic, wake up, son. If you're dazed by your own life or whatever, wake up. But yeah, so that was my thing. I had a pretty bad week, but we'll try to go harder this week. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, so check me out. Oh, I don't say check Twitter for some last minute news, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't feel like doing that. So follow me on the socials. Follow me on Twitter. I want to make a Twitter page for this account, but until then, follow me on my main account, DS2Smooth, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I post about on Twitter at least. I post about what's it called, comic book stuff, and shit like that. So follow me on there, and you can probably tell I'm running out of gas. Oh fuck. Follow my main YouTube channel at DS2Smooth. I just posted a video there, which is doing pretty well. So I'm really proud about that. So go check that out. DS2Smooth. All the links will be down below. And then check out my second channel, DS2Smooth Elongated, where most of my gameplay stuff is longer form videos, but mainly gameplay stuff. I might check. I haven't done it yet, but I might check a review or something on there if it's for like a game or something. You probably will keep that channel strictly gaming. Like there's probably no long form videos that I want to do that wouldn't just fit onto here, like a review or something. But yeah, so if I do like a gaming review, I'll probably chuck it up on there or something. But yeah, that's down on that. I think that's the episode. So next week, we'll see. I'll see if there's any new movies coming out next week. If not, I'll try to get to the theaters and see something. One of those movies I was talking about earlier. Maybe do like just a recap episode, or maybe just finish The Bear and do a recap on that and try to probably finish. So if I don't have anything, I'll just finish The Bear. Or I'll finish The Bear and watch a movie and do like a mini recap on that. Or I might just do a topic video and make do one of the topics I have. But we will see. There will be something. I promise you. And so what? We got 2 hours, 12 minutes. That's great. Love it, bro. And love it. So easy on the edit. Not editing fucking 3+ hours, I mean, the edit's not nothing really. It's just take out the dead space, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good week, guys. Have a good week, guys. Hope you tackle it strong. Get what you need to get done. But if you don't be too hard on yourself. Be realistic, but don't be too hard, But yeah, that's it for this episode. Catch you guys next week. Twos.